Alright guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Coming to an end for most of us. Bitcoin's still playing out to our little fractal we got going on. Had a little bit of a bounce on a slight bull div. We had a little 4-hour bull div. I called it out in Discord. Had a little bit of a bounce, kind of like a scam candle here. Just a little kind of engulfing candle up. It retraced all the way back down, then it came all the way back up again. So you can see on the shorter time frame, bounced up, came all the way back down, then kind of climbed its way back up. So that was mainly due to that 4-hour pivot, or sorry, 4-hour bull div. We're trying to reclaim this pivot here, but you can see that it's struggling to reclaim that pivot. Acting as resistance still. You almost had a perfect sell signal there on the trail. But you just barely, probably by like $1, you just barely missed the trail there. And then came back down. So, a little bit of, actually getting some sell off right here. A little bit of a little retest of the trail there, but not perfect. What's going on, Crypto Ride? Good to see you, man. We have our CME open coming up. Not sure, did it open already? I'm not sure what time it opens. I know we're delayed by 15 minutes. Or 10 minutes. I'm not sure what time it opens. You guys know the exact time? Is it 6 p.m. or is it... It's either 6, 7, or 8. I can't remember which hour. Either 6, 7, or 8. But we do have our weekly close coming up in about an hour. Weekly candle is pretty damn ugly. You basically have a retrace downward on the weekly candle. We are staying above the 72 moving average, which is pretty much perfect. We have a perfect bounce off the last couple of weeks. We are also turning green on the Momo. So we are trying to get some momentum back towards the upside, but not a whole lot of buy pressure coming in here. So you can see the volume. Just look at the volume here. We have not had any like strong volume since the all-time high, or not the all-time high, the 2019 high around when was that, June 24th. We had about 55 billion with a B, 55 billion back during that 2019 high. And we basically just have no volume since then. You can see the blue line is the relative volume for 12 weeks, so about 3 months. And you can see we have no volume higher than relative, except for that one little Chinese, the China pump right back here from the Chinese, the FUD that was going on. We had a little bit of volume there, and then since then, kind of no volume. We had a lot of volume during the sell-off, pretty low volume on the buy-up. So if you're just a standard price action trader, you're just looking at kind of price and volume, this is pretty bearish because you have a high volume sell-off and then you have a low volume buyback. And that usually tells you that this is profit taking and it's going to continue downward, right? So this is profit taking as of right now, just very low volume. So pretty likely that we continue lower. So for our fractal, I would still like to see a lower low put in. But I basically want to see, that that buy pressure come in almost immediately. So once we have that new low put in, I want to see that buy pressure come in pretty much right away. But yeah, let's give it a little bit here. Let's see how the CME opens or the daily closes. We'll talk about those as they happen. Take a look at Ethereum here. Ethereum kind of like a very weak bulldog here. Double bottom pop and then a pullback. But very weak. below the trail, being pushed down consistently. You had a slight bull div here on the 4 hour of Ethereum as well, which gave you that little bit of a buy up there, but now we're selling off again. So let's look at our stocks here that we called out in our Telegram, because they're going to open up on Monday. Let's see, how are they going to do? It looks like this is pretty strong. We've got a top doji here, a little bit of weakness from this doji back here. We already hit our weekly trail, so we are above the weekly trail. Previous range high is a little bit higher. The SLR, almost the same exact pattern, engulfing and then doji. APHA, you just had that daily trail flip, so the next pullback could be a very good buying opportunity. Same thing here, VKTX, you had the daily trail flip. Look for that next pullback. AKS finally starting to pull back towards our zones. I'm watching like this 320. Let me set some alerts here so I don't forget. And let's set an alert down here as well. These are the zones that I'm watching for AKS. And then let's see, Billy. Billy is also breaking out here. I would like to see kind of like a retest of this trend. You're running into this pivot currently, so we'll have to see how it does on that pivot. But those are the stocks that we're watching, so not too bad. We're going to keep an eye on those on Monday. Another one we're watching actually is Uber as well. That is not a Telegram call, though. That is one of our plays in Discord. Let's take a look at Uber. How's Uber doing? Daily buy signal on Uber. Keep an eye on Uber. If we don't see a gap down on Monday, this could be a very good move. I don't like that it's resisting this level. So we kind of popped up to this previous range low, and now we're resisting it. I don't like that, but I do like the daily trail bounce. So if we do break that 2860, probably 2870 range on Monday, this could be very good here. We could look for a gap fill around $31. But if we see like a gap down on Monday, pretty ugly, it's going to be resisting this range low. So probably going to head back towards like 26, 80, 27, somewhere around that range. We could get a pump on Bitcoin. Everyone is super bearish. I don't think everyone's bearish. I haven't seen too much bearish stuff on my timeline. I think most of the bearish stuff that I've seen is kind of like what I'm saying. So basically everybody's hopping on board with kind of my theory. They're kind of having the same theory of their own, where they are predicting a lower low and then probably a bounce up. But I haven't seen anybody be very bearish. Like I haven't seen people call for like a nuke downward or like a new downtrend and stuff like that. I have seen people calling for like a new low, like kind of like this. But overall, it seems like most people are kind of in like a no trade zone. Like most people aren't giving too many call outs on Twitter. I see people calling for 4 to 5. Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's pretty ridiculous. I definitely would not be calling for 4 to 5 at this point. People who make those like really long-term kind of like, same thing with the bullish predictions where they're like, oh, Bitcoin's gonna hit 55K or Bitcoin's gonna hit 100K. It's just pointless. They're doing it for clout. They're not actually making like predictions that are backed by analysis. Has the CME opened? It has opened. Okay, so the CME opened. We have a slight gap, not a very big one. A 2% gap on the CME. So we could see a bounce to fill the gap. Typically, if the gaps fill, they're pretty much right when it opens, or like the second move after it opens. So typically, you'll see either an instant retrace, or you'll see kind of like a sell-off, like a grind down and then a retrace to fill the gap. So keep an eye on the gap there, because they really like to fill pretty close to when it opens. It's only about 2%, so not a major gap. Somebody wanted me to look at Dash USD in Discord. Let's take a look. Yeah, I like the gain in momentum here. Massive gain in momentum. Not looking too bad. The altcoins aren't doing too good here either. We're seeing some accumulation, but none of them are really showing any strong signs of that next phase of that markup. You typically like seeing the accumulation, then you break out into like a markup phase. We're not seeing that markup phase. We're seeing some accumulation. They're still trying to get ready to like blast off, but there's just really nothing. Like BCH is like the closest to seeing that markup. You do have that daily bull div that came in and is trying to push that price up, but you're seeing the two sell signals on the OTS, so you're not really getting that strong buy pressure that you would expect after a long-term accumulation. Another one that looked really good was Ripple. Ripple looked really good. You had accumulation, deviation. You had that nice little reclaim there, bounced up. You failed the 200 EMA. You came back. You bounced up off the 50% of the accumulation. Beautiful dragonfly. Basically, you picture perfect textbook dragonfly here. And then you popped back up, but now you're failing the 200 again. So you don't have... You have like all these signs that people are trying to buy into these altcoins, They're trying to push them up, but there's just no volume. Compared to the amount of people that want to sell them, there's no volume. So that's something to keep an eye on. Let's keep an eye on the Renko here for a sec. What altcoins are you guys watching here? You guys looking at any altcoins on Binance or Huobi? What exchanges are people using nowadays? Are there any like really big time, like, do you, anybody in the stream right now, do you guys focus heavily on trading like shit coins, or I know I call them shit coins all the time, but just like regular altcoins on like Binance, Huobi, whatever? I've been out of that game for so long. Like, what is the big exchange now? Because I know Binance kicked off like all the US citizens like me. It kicked me off. Ever since Binance kicked me off, I just never felt the need to hop on board another one of these exchanges. I know Huobi gets pretty good volume, but I haven't seen really any talks about anything else. I've seen FTX, I've seen Huobi, I've seen little talks about Binance. Sam, you said you use Binance. I'm guessing you're not a US citizen, or do you use the Binance US? I use Robinhood so I can easily switch between stocks. See, that's funny because I've never used Robinhood for crypto. I've had crypto, like I've had access to buy it on Robinhood for a long time, but I've never used it for crypto. Is there good volume on Robinhood? You can open a non-KYC account with a VPN on Binance. I thought the whole point of them kicking people off Binance was so they could heavily KYC. I thought that was the entire point. So you're telling me they kicked everybody off Binance and all you have to do is use a fucking VPN? What's going on, man? Same thing we've been saying, man. Nothing's changed. Still looking for that new low. I'm seeing a little bit of buy pressure from a 4-hour bull div. We got a slight bull div, but nothing too crazy. We saw a very beautiful bull div here on the Renko, which I talked about in Discord. So if you're in Discord, I believe you are. I posted this in the Trading Strategies channel. We had a very nice bear div up here. It failed this pivot, nuked downward, and now we have a bull div here, and then it popped back up. So we're seeing a little bit of buy pressure coming from the bull div, but I think it's just, that's all it is, I think. I think it's just bouncing up because of the bull div. I don't think it's like actually creating a bottom, you know what I mean? I think people are seeing the bull div, I think there just wasn't a lot of sell pressure there, so they're trying to buy it back up. I don't think it's an actual, like, strong bottom. If it was a strong bottom, we would be seeing a lot more volume. And if we look at, like, the 4 hour, even that little spike there, we had a decent amount of volume, but there's no volume. You're only seeing the volume in that spike candle. There's no volume on any of these other candles. We're not even seeing volume above this pivot. You see all these wicks above this pivot, they're getting nuked. So we're not seeing any buyers buying at a higher price. So what makes price go up, right? So, like, when price rises, in order for it to keep rising, people have to believe that that is a fair price, right? So they want to buy it at a higher price. They're like, oh, okay, I can buy it at 7,200. That's not too bad. That's a fair price. We're not seeing that. We're seeing price go up to like 71.20, 71.30, 71.40, and people are not buying. They're like, I don't know about that. I'll buy 7,100. I'll buy 70.75. I'm not buying 71.50. I'm not buying 72. That's basically what we're seeing here. People want to buy at a lower price. They don't want to buy at a higher price. There's a doji on the daily. Yeah, I think all these candles are dojis though. Like, literally, you can consider almost every single one of these candles a doji. I'd be more inclined to look at like the 3-day or the weekly. Like, none of these are. What I'm trying to say is none of these are important dojis. They're just kind of showing that there's no volume. Like, typically, you have multiple kinds of dojis, right? There's so many different dojis, right? The only dojis that I really pay attention to are like the ones that I talk about, like the point of origin dojis, the ones that kind of lead to battles, they lead to breakouts or breakdowns, they lead to volatility, right? You have dojis form when you're seeing battlegrounds like this. Like, we have a battleground for price during this like bear flag, right? So when you see battlegrounds for price and you're not seeing like a whole lot of volume during that battle, typically those candles are going to be dojis because price is just going to be being pushed away as soon as you get volume. And you guys hear me talk about this on stream all the time. Like, if you're doing order flow analysis or whatnot, and there's like very little volume, and you guys are like, hey, what do you think? You think it's going to go up? You think it's going to go down? And I'll be like, I don't know, man. Wherever the volume goes, that's where price is going to go, because that's basically what it is. If you're in a very low volume scenario, wherever the big guys come in, wherever that volume comes in, they're going to take price wherever they want. So you just have to be on your toes, and you got to be watching where that volume is headed. Because if it's a very low volume scenario, those whales with big volume can easily push the market. And that's what you see when you see like scam wicks, like quote unquote scam wicks and like stop hunts and shit like that. You see all that in low volume scenarios like this. You see a very low volume scenario. The volume is very unappealing, right? You have like no volume. And then the big volume comes in and they just push price wherever the hell they want. Lots of stop hunts lately? Exactly. You're seeing lots of stop hunts lately because the overall market is not seeing a lot of volume. That's one of the first things I talked about at the start of stream. If you look at the weekly, look at the difference between like these weekly candles, right? The really strong engulfing candles, you have really high volume. You don't see a whole lot of stop hunting during those candles. Like if you guys traded back then, we didn't have a whole lot of stop running. We had a whole lot of like distribution, accumulation, stuff like that, right? But we didn't have a whole lot of scam wicks. Because in the high volume scenarios like that, it's so much harder for the big guys, the market makers, whatever you want to call them. It's so much harder for them to scam wick. It's so much harder for them to push the market the ways they want to push it. Because there's just so much volume. They can't control it as much as they want to. But in very low volume scenarios like we're seeing the past couple of weeks, they can do whatever the hell they want. Man, you said, remember when you used to say put your entries where you plan your stop loss? I think that is the best trading strategy during this period of the market. Yeah. So exactly. So when you're seeing like ranges like this, like low volume scenarios where you see a bunch of stop hunts, exactly. That is when you want to use the strategy that I was talking about, where if you're getting stopped out a lot and it's like hitting your stop loss and then retracing, maybe you should think about entering where you're thinking about putting your stop loss. So like if you wanted to short this right here, instead of just shorting it, you would put so you would short this, right? And then you would put your stop loss like above the doji or something, above the pivot, right? So instead of putting your stop loss there, why don't you just not short this and just put your entry up here and hope for a scam wick? Like obviously you're not going to always get the scam wick, so you have to be a little lucky. But that will prevent you from getting stop hunted, and it will actually give you fantastic entries when you're right. So if you're right and your stop loss, or in this case your entry, is hit, you have a damn near picture perfect entry. And we used to do this on stream like months ago, probably like 6 to 8 months ago, really long time ago, maybe even like a year plus. Like Man is probably the only person in here that could remember it. But we used to do this on stream, and I used to trade BART patterns on stream doing that exact setup, where you just put your stop losses a little bit outside the range, your entries. So when it goes for that liquidity grab, you get filled. And it's so good because when you get filled, if you're right, your entry is like damn near perfect every time. You're almost shorting the tops and buying the bottoms. And if you're wrong, who cares? You're only wrong by like 1%. You could put a 1% stop loss a little bit farther. Who cares? It's a small loss. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, the CME, it sometimes likes to push lower, go for that kind of like a weak sell-off, It's called a gap and go, or what's it called? It's called a fuck. I used to trade these in penny stocks. It's called like a morning gap reversal or something in stocks. I can't remember the exact name. If we have some equities traders in here, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But you have like a if you're trading at like 9:30, like right at the open, you have like a gap down. So you have like a gap here, right? And then you start to kind of fail downward, and then you start to reverse. I used to trade them in penny stocks, but not very often. Hey, Sticky, appreciate that. I think it's a gap and go. Yeah, gap and go or morning gap reversal. It's one of those. Because gap and go, a lot of people call gap and go when it's going the same direction. So when you have like, if it's an uptrend and then you gap up and then you continue up. So like you gap and then you continue upward, that's a gap and go. But I think you can also call it a gap and go for a reversal, but I'm not sure on that. It's a pretty decent gap for, especially since this volume is so low. Like we really haven't seen any crazy moves or any big volume the past week, but we still had a 2% gap on the CME. So that's actually not a bad gap. If you look back at what happened this week, damn near nothing happened. And we still had a gap. So that just shows you that the CME really likes to gap. And it's kind of hard for it not to gap because it's closed for 2 days. Yeah, turn up our new schedule. We stream on weekends now. So I'm going to be streaming on Saturdays and Sundays for a little while, see how it goes. If the streams aren't really kicking off or nobody's watching, then we'll change it up. But for right now, I'm gonna test out weekends, see how it is. You guys know how it is. Streaming in bear markets like this, it's very difficult. Believe me, I have not been very motivated lately. I do need to change the below. I do need to fix that. I'll do that. I can do that right now. Actually, I'm not doing nothing. But yeah, man, streaming in these bear markets is rough. It's pretty dead. Not many people are watching. Not many people are really giving a shit about Bitcoin. But I do it mainly for like the VODs. I know a lot of people can't watch me live, but a lot of people they watch my VODs. So I still do the streams, but it's definitely not as easy. Where do I need to go? I need to go to the dashboard, I think. Let's see. They just changed all this shit again, so now I gotta figure out how to use their new system. Okay, here we go. So I don't stream Monday. I think I'm actually gonna take Wednesdays off too. I'm gonna take all my gym days off, I think. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we'll just stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I think that's pretty good. Usually middle of the week is pretty dead anyway. Alright, so let's do Sunday. It's going to be 6. So that is... What is that, 18? Tuesday is going to be 4. Or I could probably just put 3:30 like I normally do. Let's do 3:30. Thursday is going to be 3:30. And then Saturdays are going to be really random because Saturdays are usually chaotic for me. I don't know if I'm doing stuff. I don't know. Like Saturdays are usually the days that I run a lot of my errands, or I go out like to dinner with my girlfriend. We're hanging out. So it's going to be very chaotic. But I'm just going to put 2 p.m. for Saturday. I think I'm putting these wrong, damn it. I'm putting these in the morning. 2 p.m. would be 14. Tuesday would be 15. Alright, save. Hopefully that's saved. Alright, let me see. Let me refresh and see if it shows up. Yes, 6, 3:30, 3:30, 2 p.m. Not bad. So if you guys ever want to compare my time zone to your time zone, this extension will show it based on whatever time zone is on your computer. So if you ever want to compare our times, just go down to the little extension down here and it'll help you out. Also, if you guys didn't know, there's links to all our stuff right here. Website, Discord, YouTube. If you want to subscribe to the channel, Twitter, yada yada. Yeah, if you ever want to compare time zones, just go down there. Only thing not dead are a couple of shitcoins. Yeah, it seems like FTX is moving the market. FTX keeps putting new coins on their exchange and they just fucking moon. Tomo is ridiculous. Tomo, when did it get put on FTX? Did it get put on FTX like right down here before it started to moon? Like what day did it get put on FTX? Because if it got put on FTX at like December 7th, that's a little ridiculous. This was a fucking easy buy. If anybody had our indicators and was actually watching Tomo, this was an easy buy. Look at the Momo here. You have one of these. This is one of my favorite setups. I talk about this on a stream all the time. You have one of these flat bottoms, but look at the momentum. You're gaining momentum very rapidly. So your price looks like it's stagnant. Your price looks like it's not going anywhere, right? But then the momentum's gaining pretty quickly, and then you see that blast off. So if you guys had the Momo and you were watching this, easy buy. Sadly, I haven't traded altcoins in a long time, so I missed that. But very easy buy there. And then same thing with the OTS. If you guys have the OTS, you saw that pivot come in. You started to bounce off the pivot, got a couple of buy signals, and then you turned white, and you have not turned black since. You've been white ever since the bottom here, which is green if you guys are using the default colors. You have green for bullish, red for bearish, right? I have white for bullish, black for bearish. So you've been white basically since the bottom. So it has not told you to sell yet. You're just riding the uptrend all the way. Obviously on the hourly, you get a little bit of pullbacks every here and there, but pretty consistently bullish. What are some other coins that got added to FTX recently? It got added on November 1st. Okay, that's not that bad. It's as long as it's not like it got added December 7th and then it mooned December 8th. Like that'd be a little ridiculous. That's like old school 2017 alt market. Try B is the latest? What is Try B? Try Balira? The fuck is Balira? I've never heard of this coin in my life. No, Cafe. That's not how you would trade it. It's a whole complete system. The pivots are just pivot zones that show you kind of support and resistance areas. The blue and orange are pivots. We have a write-up on the Trading View page. If you look up Oasis Trading Suite, you can see the page that has a complete write-up on the indicators. It colors the candles based on the trend. So on default, green is bullish, red is bearish, gray for chop. You have the orange and blue pivots that show you kind of pivot areas. They're not exact levels, but sometimes they turn out to be exact levels. It's more of like a zone. It's kind of telling you a zone of support and resistance. We just made them lines to make them, or dots to make them easier on your eyes. They're not going to clog your screen. What else? We have the trail, which is kind of just like it's like a moving average, but it kind of shows you like a parabolic or like a moving support and resistance, and it gives you buy the dip signals or sell the rally signals. But yeah, it's like a whole system. It's not just like one thing. It's the Turkish lira stablecoin. There's a Turkish lira stablecoin now. What? Are you telling me that basically eventually what's going to happen is forex is going to be just cryptocurrency? We're going to have a complete match of the forex market in the cryptocurrency market. We're going to have USD, fucking British pound, the Australian dollar. We're going to have all these stable coins for every currency in the world. And people are just going to start forex trading with stable coins. Now, obviously, forex for the fiat is going to still exist, but you're basically going to be able to forex trade just completely through cryptocurrency, and that's going to be hilarious. So what mainstream fiat has stable coins? Like, obviously USD has a shit ton of stable coins. Are there a bunch of stable coins for like euro or any other fiat? Or is USD like the only one that has mainstream kind of fiat what do you call it? Stable coins. That would actually be very interesting to see. Like the euro getting a stable coin, AUD getting a stable coin, GBP getting a stable coin, and then watching those pairs, like those stable coins trade against each other. That would actually be pretty cool to see. Because it would be exactly like forex, but you would be trading crypto. There's euros. Do you guys think that's ever going to happen? Like, do you guys think like 5, maybe, or even sooner than that, probably like 3 to 5 years down the road, you think there's going to be so many stable coins that people are just going to start trading the pairs? Now, obviously, you would have to have the exchanges make the pairs. Like, Binance already has stablecoin pairs. Like, they have Tether versus USDC, and I think they have Tether versus PAX or whatever the other stable coins are. So you kind of have a little bit of forex going on there. They just need to add forex lots when there's pairs to trade against. What do you mean by that? They need to add forex lots when there's pairs to trade against? Oh, you mean like, do you mean like pips, like trading, like a different trading style? Like a standard lot? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like 100,000. I get what you're saying. Yeah. That would be interesting to see. I can already see it. They're going to start an exchange just specifically for trading the forex pairs of the cryptocurrency stablecoins, and they're going to market it as like a 500x leverage exchange. And then you're going to have another exchange come out, and they're going to say we have 510x leverage. And it's just going to fucking snowball out of control. And then the regulations are going to come in, and they're going to ban all the stablecoins. It's going to crash the cryptocurrency market. I can already see it. That's going to be our life for the next 3 years. I wonder how the regulators would they accept something like that, or would they just let it go? Because I feel like they wouldn't accept that. Like, I don't think the regulators would accept basically a forex exchange, but using stable coins. Because look at all the exchanges that tried to allow people to trade US equities or like forex pairs. Every exchange, to my knowledge, got shut down. I even had that firsthand. If you guys remember our old Discord, I started trading on one broker, which was in existence for like years, I think a year or two. I started trading on it. It got shut down within a fucking week. The SEC came in and shut them down. Because they were allowing people to trade futures contracts and US equities, basically CFDs. They were allowing US citizens to trade CFDs. And they said, whoa, I don't fucking think so. You guys are getting shut down. And there's other exchanges, I can't remember the names of them, but I remember seeing them on Twitter around the time the one broker thing was happening, that were allowing people to trade US markets or forex pairs using cryptocurrency. They all got shut down. So I don't know how the regulators would like if an exchange opened up and started allowing something like that. Because technically, they're not forex pairs. Technically, they would be trading stablecoins, right? They'd be trading crypto. But the stablecoins are basically the same exact thing as the currency. If they're doing their job, they're supposed to stay true to that currency, correct? Better make bank before 2 years. Yeah, right. Kind of have a triangle forming here. You can see the higher lows, lower highs. We'll see where the volume goes. If I had to guess, I'd say up because the CME gap. So if you were trading this, you could base your trade off the CME gap, but we'll see how it plays. You could see that gap reversal towards the upside here. I think the weekly closes at 7. So I think we do see a, let me check the 12-hour. The 12-hour always tells you. Yeah, 6 minutes. So the weekly close is at 7. 7 my time, so 6 minutes here. And we'll see the weekly close, which is pretty bearish, but not a whole lot of volume. So once again, wherever the volume wants to come in, it's going to send price. So on a weekly scale, this is still basically following my timeline here. Algo, yeah, let's take a look. Didn't Algo explode recently? What's the FTX chart? Or I could probably look at the regular one. Let's see. I could probably do Binance. Algo perp. See, that's what I like about FTX. Aren't all of their contracts perpetual? So they're not bullshit like fucking Binance or sorry, BitMEX, where they just constantly reset. That shit's irritating. What's funny is BitMEX. I think somebody looked at their logs or whatever. They're like their update things, and they said that the site has not been fucking updated in like over a year, and they just roll in money. It's disgusting how much money BitMEX rolls in, and they haven't updated their fucking site in a year. But yeah, this looks pretty bullish. You're getting like a Marubozu match here, where you have those two back-to-back kind of engulfing candles, but they're matching with a retrace. So it looks pretty good. If this turns white again on the daily, you could see a nice little buy up here, because you have that trail and that 72 moving average, perfect bounce off the 72. So you could definitely see a little buy up here. The little mid macros, like the 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour, those aren't looking too good. If you flip the 4-hour trail and it turns green, it probably should run. You could set an alert on the 4-hour trail, and it would probably tell you when it's gonna run. You can see like right here when it flipped it mooned. Flipped it here, nice little moon there. So if it flips it again, you should see that buy up. This daily pivot was beautiful. If anybody caught this, that was picture perfect. You see this pivot on this doji? This is a perfect pivot. You almost had a test here, and then you have a perfect test here. And then just an instant gratification off that pivot. Very beautiful. Damn, oil is pumping. I have not been paying attention to oil. I missed that fucking buyback I sold my oil around, I think it was like $11 or $12. And I was waiting for that pullback towards like $11 again, towards like $12. Or sorry, yeah, 11. I called it out in Discord, and I totally fucking missed it because I was trading Bitcoin very heavily during these last couple of days in November. I totally missed it. And then it popped all the way back up 1350. What is that, about 30? Yeah, about 30%. That's crazy. Good thing I got rid of my TVIX. TVIX is getting nuked. The markets should open green on Monday. They should open. I think futures are already open, if I'm not mistaken. But they should open green. The China deal is finally coming to fruition. China is basically saying that they're not going to put tariffs on a lot of the U.S. goods that they were planning on putting tariffs on. So it looks like Trump and I can't remember the Chinese president's name, but it seems like they're finally coming to terms. Look at these spreads. These spreads are tiny. Oh, I think this one, is this contract over? Oh no, this contract ends in a few days, I believe. These, what the hell happened there? Jesus. But yeah, these spreads are really, really small. $14 spread on December. $51 spread on, what is that, March? Either March or April. There's a volume monitor. Let's take a look. Oh, these are the exchanges. OKX and Huobi actually has more volume than BitMEX. That's crazy. Hold on, you can trade derivatives on Huobi? I thought Huobi was a shitcoin exchange. Is there margin trading on Huobi? Like leverage trading? Huobi started doing margin a few months ago? I did not know that. I never saw that on Twitter a single time. Huobi is bigger than BitMEX. That is hilarious. Isn't OKX China too? So OKX and Huobi are both Chinese, I'm pretty sure. Isn't Huobi Hong Kong or China? Huobi is big in China. And OKX. Yeah, I've seen OKX. OKX is like a fucking gambling exchange. Those guys get liquidated so quickly, it's ridiculous. ZB is Japan. I thought Japan banned cryptocurrency exchanges. What does FTX rate themselves? Where's FTX? They give themselves a 5. Of course they do. They have a typo here. Look at the typo. The exchange's final score weighting each criterion between 0 and 2. It goes from 0 to 5. Why isn't Bybit on here? Do they only do exchanges where they have like market makers or something? Or does Bybit just have no volume? Bybit is pretty good at Ethereum volume, so they don't have a lot of Bitcoin volume. How does Huobi's exchange even look? I haven't taken a look at Huobi in forever. Huobi exchange. I'm gonna have to do it on my VPN, I think. Will it even let me look at the exchange? Let's see. It's pretty clean. HBDM, what's that? Oh, is this Huobi DM? Bybit has okay volume for Bitcoin, but it overtook BitMEX for Ethereum volume a few times this year. Oh, this is the Huobi derivatives exchange. So it's like a separate exchange. Interesting. Is there anything fancy about it? Like, is there anything special or unique? They have weeklies, bi-weeklies, quarterlies. That's kind of cool. Seems like their volume's pretty shit. Where's just the regular one? Is the regular one like the quarterly? I don't see like the... Where do they have a perpetual? I don't think they have a perpetual. I think they only have the weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly. You have an account, but you've never margin traded? Excuse me. I hate that it doesn't let you go forward. That's so irritating. You can use TradingView though. It's got all the basic TradingView indicators. It doesn't look too bad for an exchange. They have margin on here too. So you can margin trade on their regular exchange too. Interesting. Interesting. says Boeing is weighing either cutting or halting production of the troubled 737 MAX. Let's see some other news that popped up. It says Disney Plus to debut late March in France, an exclusive deal with Canal Plus. That's pretty good for Disney. Disney will probably have a good opening on Monday. They're going to start launching in France. I know they're trying to launch in the UK pretty soon as well. IFF to merge with DuPont's $26.2 billion nutrition unit. Whatever that is. U.S. exports to China to nearly double in the quote-unquote totally done trade deal. If this trade deal passes, our exports are going to fucking blow up, and that's really good for the U.S. I think we are still at a deficit when it comes to exports and imports. Meaning we're importing more than we're exporting, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked at those numbers in a long time. Does anybody know off the top of their head? Is the U.S. economy in a deficit or a surplus when it comes to imports and exports? It says tech giants are racing for streaming deals, but Twitch still remains king. That's pretty obvious. Twitch has like a 75% market share. Twitch is basically a monopoly. Quantum leap for ABN AMRO as it questions gold price discovery. Apple, let's take a look. Jesus, Apple's mooning. Imagine just buying the trail and waiting for it to turn red. Jesus. It's not even coming back to the weekly trail, it's just taking off. This last little dip here has given you already a 45% gain. That's ridiculous. This was a perfect bounce off the 200 week. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I wouldn't short this. I think it's gonna blow your face off. Anybody in here been watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus? It's actually pretty good. Especially for a Star Wars thing. They've been pretty bad lately, but The Mandalorian's been pretty solid. I just watched the recent episode earlier today before stream. It was actually pretty good. It has Bill Burr in it, which is hilarious. Like, if you guys know who Bill Burr is, if you guys like comedy, it has fucking Bill Burr in it. I never knew Bill Burr was into acting. He's probably one of my favorite comedians of all time. Last episode was sick. It was really good. I liked it. Fucking Bill Burr, man. Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a sell-off here. Pretty decent volume sell-off. 24 million already. You know what I wanted to look at? We haven't looked at it in a long time. I wanted to pull up Bookmap again. I wanted to see if they made any updates or anything. Gotta miss Bookmap. Just super clean. I love how simple this is. I don't know about that. YouTube has a pretty big chunk of live streaming. Not really, man. If you look at the numbers, look at the analytics on like watch hours and whatnot on live streaming, not VODs. VODs, YouTube is doing very, very good. Live streaming, Twitch is far ahead of everybody else. I'm pretty sure it's 60 to 70% of the market. And I can look this up because I don't want to give you a random number, but I'm almost certain it's above 60%. Twitch has a 75.6% market share on live streaming as of the third quarter of 2019. 75.6% according to this website. This is QZ.com. I don't know what this is. YouTube gaming has 17.6%, Facebook gaming has 3.7%, and Mixer has 3.2%. $75.6%. That is insanity. Amazon's not even on. Amazon owns Twitch. Amazon's not on this list. They don't have a. Amazon owns Twitch. They don't have another streaming. You're talking about a difference. You're talking about something else. I'm talking about gaming streaming, or like just stuff like this, like talk shows, whatnot. I'm not talking about like Netflix, shit like that. Even if you compared it to like Netflix and the like streaming services for movies, it probably does pretty damn good in watch hours. It might even do better, to be honest. Now, I don't know if they compare that to Netflix. Let me see. Twitch watch hours compared to Netflix. Okay, so this thing says Netflix users watch 165 million hours per day. Holy shit. So, okay, so this is for Q2. Not Q3, so let's just go off these numbers. So for Q2 of Twitch, They streamed a total of 2.72 billion, with a B, billion hours. That's in 3 months. 2.72 divided by 3. So about a billion. It's 0.9 billion hours in 1 month. So yeah, I think Twitch is damn near watched more than Netflix is. That's ridiculous. I suspect most of those hours are just you, yeah. I watch a decent amount of hours. I don't watch a lot as I used to. I used to be a big time viewer. I used to watch people all the time, but the only time I watch Twitch now is sometimes before stream, like when I'm getting ready, sometimes after stream if I'm working on my algos or whatnot. I'll watch like Dr. Disrespect or Summit. I like watching those guys. That's about it. They're two of like the only streamers that I watch. Sometimes Lyric. I'll watch Lyric sometimes. I don't watch any trading stuff. Unless I'm watching like videos on YouTube. Yeah, it's because they stream. They stream 24/7, so they're a 24/7 channel. If you compare them, if you actually look at how many hours they're actually talking and providing content compared to the people who are providing content, it's probably not even close. Yeah, 24/7 channels. Yeah, I don't consider that. I don't consider that like most active. Like if we're talking about most active, I think Giant Waffle just ended a 30-day streak where he streamed for like 15 hours a day. $15 hours a day for like, it was either 30 days or like 2 months. It was ridiculous. You can see how quickly a lot of these walls shift, but you can see the walls that kind of stay the same. Like you have this guy who's trailing right here. You got this wall right here that hasn't moved. You got this wall down here that hasn't moved. This one hasn't, well, this one, it's moved now. This one hasn't moved. You can see when this sold off here, was not able to get below that wall there. If you guys are not wanting to pay for exocharts or trading light, Bookmap is still free. So you don't have like footprint analysis like you do on exocharts, and you don't have a super clean charting experience like you have on trading light, but you do have the market depth. You do have like a trade aggregator. You do have a DOM. It does have a lot of stuff for free. So you got a bunch of different platforms. You have exocharts, which is the most sophisticated, I think. You have Trading Light, which is like the cleanest and fastest, and then you have Bookmap, which is kind of like a mix. So after stream, I'm going to look for some stocks. I want to do this off stream because I want to put it in the Telegram. After stream, I'm going to look for a few stocks that I think are looking good for next week, and I'm going to post them in the Telegram. So make sure you guys are in the Telegram. It's a free group. It's Oasis Trading is our Telegram link. We just started it like last week. But yeah, after stream ends, I'm going to look for like 3 to 5 stocks. Maybe Sticky has some stocks he's looking at too. And we're going to post them in the Telegram. And we'll let you guys take a look at them, see if you like them. Every now and then I get a guy who comes in and like hates on me or bashes on our community because we have paid content, right? But the way I look at it is I provide more free content than the majority of people who provide free content. So not only do I provide more free content, but I also have paid premium content. So people like that don't bother me. I would like to see more dumping. 6800 would suit. Yeah, I would love 6800. I don't think it's going to be that easy because it seems like more and more people are agreeing with kind of my idea here, where we come into like a new low and then we pop up into a pullback. The more and more people that want this to happen, the crazier it's going to get because it's going to wick people. The name of the Telegram is Oasis Trading. So it's the same as the name at the bottom without the group. Just Oasis Trading, no group. So it's t.me/Oasis Trading. I can post a link, but it doesn't work unless you're on mobile. I'm pretty sure. How dare you expect to get paid for content in time? Yeah, right. Now, you always have those people come in. You guys have seen them every now and then. They come and stream, or they say something to me on Twitter, or they just say... It's not even to me. They say it to, like, other people. And they just bash paid content. And it's just like, at the end of the day, dude, I'm providing more free content than damn near every single person out there. So, I'm almost at the point where you can't bash me. So, I just laugh at those guys. No problem, man. Yeah, feel free to join. That's going to be... that's our free channel. We just started. What day was it? I think it was... It was right when December started, so it's about 2 weeks in now. But we post We post analysis every now and then on stocks and crypto. It's just like a general chat room too. So if you guys ever have questions for me or Sticky or anybody on our team, we can help you guys out. I posted a list of stocks, one of my first posts in the group. Every single stock on that list ran the next few days. And sadly, I was waiting for pullbacks on all those stocks, and they all just took off. I have them right here. I can show you. I posted these in the group, and they all just took off. None of these gave me a pullback to enter. We're finally starting to get a pullback on this one. Everything else broke out, so. Obviously, it's our free channel, so we're not going to be providing a ton of content. We're not going to be providing like a massive amount of like premium signals or anything like that. But we are going to be, Jesus, that one hurt. We are going to be providing like alerts. One second, let me get some water. We are going to be providing alerts. Every now and then, we are going to be providing some Bitcoin analysis every now and then, some stock analysis. I answer basic questions if you guys just post some questions you guys want to chat. I talk about basically all the basic stuff we talk about on stream. Think of it as like our stream community, basically. It's our free stream community. Or it's kind of like our Twitter as well. We're going to do giveaways occasionally. We're going to be using it for announcements and whatnot. If you guys haven't seen the tweet already, we have a ton of giveaways going on for the growth of our Telegram. So when we hit 100 members, we're going to be giving away 3 months of an indicator of your choice for one lucky winner. 250 members, we're going to give away Discord access to somebody. 500 members, we're going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card. 750 members, we're going to give away Discord access to 2 people. And then 1,000 members, we're going to give away a $100 Amazon gift card. And then also, if we ever hit 1,000, we're going to start a free newsletter for stocks and crypto. So me and Sticky are going to, or whoever wants to join us, we're going to start a newsletter that we're going to post in our Telegram. That's at 1,000 members. So we got a long way to go. We're currently at like 32, I think. So we're only about 0.3% there. Or it's 3%. That was right, 0.3. No, it's 3%. Fuck. I keep doing the math in my head. I'm like, is it 3% or is it 0.3%? It's fucking 3. It's 3.2%. Quick math, man. Quick math. I'm going to be posting a video most likely tomorrow or Tuesday. So we just posted a video recently on our channel here. I can show you guys. We just posted a video on how to trade entry and exit techniques. So if you guys haven't checked that out already, I'll post a link. You guys can check this out. I go over laddering, pyramiding, DCAing, martingaling, all that sort of entry styles, exit styles. For Monday or Tuesday, let me see what videos I haven't posted yet. So for Monday and Tuesday, let's see. I can post the... I don't think I have thumbnails for these, actually. I thought I had thumbnails for these. So I've got the BitOrb Q&A. I have the Trend Spider Q&A. How to trade divergence. And how to trade Fibonacci and bull and bear flags. If I can get a thumbnail, I need to see what Gyro's doing. I think Gyro's a little busy. If I can get a thumbnail made for my Fibonacci bull or bear flag by tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll have that posted. Does anybody in here do like YouTube editing? Like, do you guys do thumbnails or like video editing? And I mean like very often. Like you're actually an editor, not just like you do it for a hobby. Because I actually am looking to hire an editor. Because I have a lot of videos that I'm getting ready to make for a couple of different companies. And I want them to be very, very high end and have some nice editing and whatnot. Basically, up until this point, I've done little to no editing on my videos. We don't even have an intro. So, seeing that we're almost at 1,000 subs and I don't even have an intro, it's pretty awesome. I just don't have the time to do like crazy editing or get intros and outros made and crazy thumbnails and all this stuff. I just don't have the time. But if I can find somebody who's like a good editor, who's got the time, and who's not going to charge me fucking tooth and nail, I'd be happy to bring him along, him or her along, and have him help me out with my YouTube. But I'm not willing to put out too much money for it because it's not that crazy. I'm not making like montage videos. You know what I mean? I need like basic editing, like maybe some pop-ups here and there, maybe some text transitions and shit, like nothing crazy. Yeah, the thing about the Twitter, like if you look for somebody on Twitter, man, like if I post, hey guys, I'm looking for an editor. I've done that before, and you get fucking bombarded, man. You get absolutely bombarded by people who are like, hey, dude, check out my content. Like, I'll help you out. It's like, that's what you wanted. Like, you're asking for that. But then you check out a lot of their content, and a lot of them aren't even doing, like, the kind of editing that you're talking about. And it just, I don't know. It's a bad process. Like, way back when I was having my first logo made for Deja Brew Trading, I was like, hey guys, I'm looking for a logo. Anybody know any good guys? And then they just bombard you. Upwork. I've never heard of Upwork. Is that like Fiverr? I do YouTube growth hacking. Yeah, I don't want any stuff like that done. Like I don't want any, like I've seen a lot of that shit and all that stuff's like really bogus. Like I don't know it's what you're talking about, but like the like getting people to like your videos and getting views and whatnot. I don't like that stuff, man. I want it to be organic, because if it's not organic, there's no point in it. There's no point in you having 10,000 views if they're not real views. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares if you have 10,000 or 20? I'm talking to somebody on YouTube, man. Oh, you can't see the chat. Who cares if you have like 20,000 views if they're all bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, all of my views up until this point are 100% organic. I've never done any marketing besides like posting my links on Twitter and talking about it on stream. I've looked up marketing things for YouTube and they're all the same thing. Oh, I'll get 5,000 people to like your videos or 5,000 people to watch your videos, and they watch it for 10 seconds and they leave. It's not actual organic views or organic growth. Them sneaky YouTubers eavesdropping, yeah. Got a couple of people on YouTube watching. Yeah, I've never heard of Upwork, man. I'll take a look at it. I've heard of Fiverr. Yeah, Hamed, sorry, I didn't know if that's what you were talking about, but that's what I was referring to when I'm talking about like marketing on like YouTube and whatnot. Okay, so this floor has been taken. This level has been taken here. We'll see if it pushes down to this next level. No fake views, mostly a keyword and SEO. Gotcha. Yeah, but that would be just for like what? Descriptions and like tags? Because you can't do too much like different SEO stuff on YouTube. You from New Jersey? No, I'm not. Do I sound like a New Jersey accent or something? I still, to this day, out of all 3 platforms, see, just like that, out of all 3 platforms, I think it's much easier to predict price movements with Bookmap than it is with Trading Light or Exo. But that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, there's many different things you can do on both platforms that I haven't even begun to play with. But when it comes to just predicting price movements, we've done it time and time again on stream using Bookmap. I think predicting price movements is fucking easy on Bookmap for like these little scalp plays. You sort of have a New Jersey accent. I've never gotten that reaction before. That's funny. I had a lot of people back. If I use a shitty mic, I have kind of like a deep, like raspy kind of voice. So if I use a shitty mic, I kind of sound like I'm country. But in real life, I have no semblance of a country accent like whatsoever. But on my, I even thought it too. Like if I watched my VODs back when I had like a shitty mic, for some reason it just makes me sound like I have a country accent. But I've got a pretty standard, just East Coast accent. Nothing too northern like New York or New Jersey or Maine or Boston. Nothing too south like Georgia or Alabama or whatnot. Just a standard white guy accent. All right, so now you grab that liquidity. Now you see the buyers are starting to come in. So just as we thought, it went down and touched that wall, grabbed it, and now you got some buyers. Yeah, it's mostly title, description, tags, and backlinks. Besides that, social signals which are coming from sharing and social media. It might not be very relevant to trading vertical, but works in others. What do you charge for that sort of thing? Unless you don't want to say that in public, that's fine. I watched a few of your videos and learned a lot. Great job, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, like I said, my videos they're like, I do them in one take. I barely edit them. I just go off the dome. I literally, you guys probably don't believe this, but I don't even plan for these videos. Like I tell you guys, hey, Tuesday, we're going to be talking about RSI. And then I just hop on stream on Tuesday, and whatever comes to my head, I'd say on RSI. I don't do any planning. I don't write anything beforehand. None of that shit. It's all just off the dome. And that's why I'm surprised, like, some of these videos do very well. Like, the volume profile video, it's almost at 10,000 views, which is insane. I never thought one of my videos would get to 10,000 views that quickly. It's not even been a year yet. So I really appreciate you guys on YouTube, Twitch, whatnot. You guys watching my videos. It means a lot, man. It's crazy. But yeah, all of my videos, none of them are done. They're all like improvised, basically. None of them are done. They're not planned or anything. Do you set cards or end screens? Yeah, on a lot of them I do. But I found that even the videos with the end screens compared to the videos without the end screens, my click rate on the like the analytics show that there's basically no difference. There's basically no difference if I do an end screen or not. I wonder if I have to like update this or whatnot. Because this is like a third-party program. Like you download, it's an executable you download. It's not like web-based, so it's not like a system that updates itself. I'm not sure if it updates before you start it. It might. Not sure though. I never contacted them. I should contact them and see if they would like to give me like a full version of this so I can show it off on stream. Kind of like an affiliate account. I wonder if they'd be interested in that. I do a lot of free advertising for a lot of these companies, and they don't even know it. I've had so many people sign up to Trading Light and Exo charts because I've been using it on stream, and I don't get anything for it. Just kind of doing it because I like using it. CTR and average view duration is very important. The first 24 to 48 hours after publishing the video determines if it's going to be suggested to other people. I didn't know that. Okay. So basically you're saying if your video doesn't do good in the first 2 days, it's not going to do good? Like if it doesn't blow up on the first 2 days, it's not going to blow up? What's funny is my biggest video, the how to trade volume profile, it blew up because it was the #1 suggested video on another very big volume profile video. So people would watch that video and then they would go watch mine. And it just made my views skyrocket. I've gotten almost half my subscribers from one video. It's from that how to trade volume profile. And it's all because it was the #1 suggested video from another how to trade volume profile video. Which is actually quite funny. I should message that guy, be like, hey man, thanks for making your video. You helped me out a lot. Still selling off here. Starting to see some buy walls pick up though. Do you do thumbnails and stuff like that? Big sell-offs coming in here. Or do you just do like the SEO stuff? I think you answered that earlier, but I think I... Oh, you said you do mostly title, description, tags, backlinks. If I can see your back end, can give you advice. I don't even know how to... I could probably screenshot it and send it to you or something. See, this is a very good thing to show off to people who don't understand like price flow. So for people who don't understand like scam wicks, how do scam wicks happen? This is basically how. Because you see these sell-offs, but then you don't see any walls forming above price. So if price sells off and you don't have any resistance forming, it can instantly retrace as long as there's volume, right? There's basically nothing in between price and getting to like this level here, right? So you have these sell-offs, but if there's no resistance, it can instantly retrace with no problem. That's how scam wicks form. You said you have somebody who does graphics? Okay. Does your graphics guy do editing? Because I'm looking for an editor and a person to make like thumbnails and stuff. What's going on, Casper? You can see a support starting to come in. You can see below price is getting really thick. Yeah, Hamid, if he does thumbnails and like video editing and he wants to do some work for me, you can have him contact me on Twitter, and I could take a look at his stuff and see if we could work something out. It's going to be paid work, but not anything too expensive because, like I said, it's nothing crazy. So depending on what his price is, we could work it out. Like, I've never done video editing before, so I don't even know like what. Like, okay, anybody in here? Do you guys even know? Like, what is the standard price for getting a video edited and all that jazz? Like a regular video, not like crazy ass fucking like transitions and light shows and all this fancy stuff. None of that stuff. I'm talking like cut out like little bits of my videos where I'm like taking long pauses or my voice cracks every 20 minutes, so cut those out. What else? Like transitions, maybe some pop-ups like, hey, click subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I don't fucking know. Here's our website. Do you do video editing, Casper? Because I need somebody where I can just like send the video over and tell them like, this is what I want, and they do it and they send it back to me, and then boom, we're happy. And I need a quick turnaround rate too. I need like less than 3 days. Or probably like less than 5 days tops. No, I don't want to do it myself, Casper. So if you're sending me stuff for me to do it, I don't want to do it. I don't have time to do it. That's why I don't edit my videos right now. I know it's easy. I know I could do it myself and save money. I do not have the time to do it right now. I'm so swamped right now. I've got to make videos for multiple companies. I got a bunch of videos that I want to make for myself. I got a ton of shit I got to do. You guys don't understand how much stuff is like in my brain and written down that we have to get done in the next like 2 months. We want to expand Discord. We want to do things with Telegram. I have to do more things with Stream. I've got different things that I want to do with the indicators. I got to build my algos. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't have time to do stuff like that. Editing's one of those things where it's easy, but it's time consuming, and I just do not have time. Sounds like 1 to 2 hours of work for someone experienced, so you just multiply that with their hourly rate. I don't think it's like that, though. I think it's like these sort of things, like basic editing and like thumbnails and stuff. I think it's more of a like, I'll edit 10 videos and make you 10 thumbnails for $100 or something like that. I think that's more of how they do it. But I don't know like what the standard price is. See, this is another thing. Like, Bookmap is just so clean at finding these little supports and whatnot. Like, you see this little sell-off, you see that big support, and then we bounce off of it. It's always based on their hourly rate. I think you're thinking of, like, more advanced stuff, though. Like, I get what you're saying for, like, for like, hardcore editing and whatnot. The stuff that I'm thinking of is kind of like Fiverr type work. It's like, I could probably go on Fiverr and find somebody pretty easily. But I'm just asking you guys, because word of mouth is the best way to get people who know what they're doing. Oh shit, I totally forgot. We had the weekly close. So our weekly candle close, we had a little bit of an engulfing candle downward. We engulfed the previous doji, but we didn't really engulf anything else. Now this weekly is currently opening red, and we are seeing a red bar in the Momo, so not too good. But that does follow our little theory here that we are going to see another move down towards like 68. The CME still has that slight gap. Ask Trayvon James and Payment Hex. I saw people talking about that Hex stuff on Twitter. I don't know what the hell that is. Just another scam, I guess. I don't keep up with all those scams and whatnot. But alright guys, I'm going to start ending the stream up. If you guys have any final requests, feel free to put them in chat. Like I said, if you guys are in the Telegram, keep your eye out. Later tonight, I'm going to be looking at stocks, and I'm going to post like probably 3 to 5 stocks that I'm going to be looking at for next week. And yeah, I'll post those in Telegram later. You guys can take a look at them, see if you like them or not. It's not going to be like signals to buy or whatnot. It's just going to be like, these stocks look pretty good. Keep an eye on them this week. If they dip, maybe you could pick some up, or they might break out, stuff like that. But I'll be posting those in Telegram later today. Maybe even like early in the morning. We'll see. But alright guys, if you guys don't have any final things, I appreciate you guys being here for me on the weekend. We will not be streaming tomorrow. We don't stream on Mondays anymore. I will be streaming Tuesday, so I'll see you guys Tuesday. We will be streaming around 3:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, and I'll see you guys then. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. You got a few hours left, maybe. Actually, a lot of you guys are in Europe, so it's technically Monday for most of you guys. TA on Doge. Dude, Doge, you don't need TA. Just buy it and hold it, and it pumps randomly. That is TA on Doge. You buy Doge, you hold on to it, you set ridiculous sell orders at like fucking 10x to 20x, and then it just randomly, one day you wake up and it hits your sell orders. That's Doge. That's all you need on Doge. That's all it does. It goes down, and then one day you wake up and it moons. That is the cycle of Doge. So now we're in our down, and now you just have to wait a few weeks and it's going to randomly moon. There you go. But alright guys, you guys have a good one. I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you Tuesday. Keep an eye out for a video, which will probably be going live Monday or Tuesday. Alright guys, peace out.